everyone, welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we are making this beautiful windmill square. It is I love it. You know, you say that a lot about squares, but I do love it. It has these 4 sections for its sails around this central point. So this square is the same whichever way you turn it. You've got some stitches going vertically and some stitches going horizontally, so up, across, down and across, and then we just do a border. Now it might look like it's a little bit complicated, but actually it's not complicated at all. We're just going to make some little rows of stitches and that's it, and put a border around it. So grab your hook, your yarn, some scissors, a cup of tea or coffee, and let's have a look at this lovely little windmill square. Okay, so we're going to start by chaining 4 and make a slip stitch to form your ring. There we go, we have a ring here ready to start. So we're going to chain 1, doesn't count as anything, and then we're going to make 8 single crochets into this ring. So go ahead, make 8 single crochets and I'll see you in a sec. Okay, there we go. I've just slip stitched into my first single crochet. So round 2, this is the easiest part of this square. Round 2, we're going to chain 1 again. Again, it doesn't count as anything, and then we're going to put 2 single crochets into each stitch. So you want to do 1 single crochet in that stitch where you've just slip stitched, and a second single crochet in there, and then 2 single crochets in each stitch around, and you will have 16 single crochets at the end of the round, and you'll slip stitch into your first single crochet. And there we go, at the end of round 2. Okay, round 3. We're going to make our first windmill, the first sail of our windmill. So you want to chain 13. Okay, chain 13. Pause the video, chain 13. And then we are going to look down at your previous work, making sure I've not twisted this. Here we go. Right, so look down at your previous round and you're going to skip your first stitch, and in the second stitch you're going to do a single crochet. Okay, and then turn your work around so you've got the back of your chains here, and we are okay. So obviously I was getting myself slightly confused there. So we've done our single crochet in our second stitch along, and then we've turned our work over, and now we're going to do a single crochet back in the top of the single crochet we've just done. So might seem a bit tricky. We're not doing any chain, just doing a single crochet straight on top of that single crochet, and then we're going to chain 2. And now we're going to work along our chain, and we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 7. So we are going to go straight in the back of this first chain, and sorry, we're doing a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. Work along 7 double crochets, and I'll see you in a sec. And here we go. Here's my 7 double crochets plus my chain of 2. I'll turn it over, and I've got those 2 single crochets here, one on top of the other. So this is how it's going to look from the right side. So we should have here 6 chains. Okay, and then you're going to, so we're on this side, and you're going to turn your work over, do a single crochet on top of that double crochet, and chain 2. And now work back along 1 double crochet in every stitch, including 1 in the top of your chain 2. And there we go, there's the end of that row. So you should have done 7 double crochets. So we're going to do 2 more rows in exactly the same way. So turn your work, single crochet on top of the single crochet, chain 2, 7 stitches along, turn your work, single crochet on top, chain 2 and 7 stitches along. I'll see you after 2 more rows. Okay, so I've done my 4 little rows now. So this will be like this when we get the rest of the square done. It will be in the centre like that. So it's our first sail. So now we're going to make the next one. Okay, so the chain we've got here, the chain 6, counts as a double treble crochet and chain 1. So a double treble crochet is yarn over 3 times. Okay, yarn over 3 times. You've got, oops. Let's try that again, shall we? So 1, 2, 3, and you'll have your loop that's on your hook already. So you've got 4 there, and then you are going to skip the next single crochet and do your double treble crochet into the next stitch. Go to there. There we go. So then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and you make this nice tall stitch. And then you're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do exactly as we did for the other sail. We are going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're going to do a single crochet in the second stitch along. So skip the next single crochet and do a single crochet in the next. So we've got our double treble coming from 1, skip the next and do it in the next stitch, a single crochet. Okay, and then turn your work over to the back, do a single crochet on top of that stitch. Oh, it's like a double-decker single crochet. There we go. And then you're going to do a chain 2, and then you're going to do 7 single crochets along. 7 single crochets along, just as before. So you should have 1 chain left at the end and 7 in here. And then you're going to do exactly as you did before. Turn your work, do a single crochet, chain 2 and 7 double crochets along, and you're going to do 4 rows like that. So every time when you turn, single crochet and 2 chains, and I'll see you after 4 rows. Okay, here we go. We've got our first 2 sails of our windmill done now. You can probably see how this is shaping up. I love it, love it. Such a different technique to use, and yeah, I love it. So we are going to do the next 2 sails in exactly the same way as we've done this one. You're going to do a double treble crochet. You're going to skip a stitch and do a double treble crochet in the next stitch along, and then you're going to do a chain 1 and then chain 7 and do your little square just as we've done here. So if you rewind about, oops, sorry there, I'm kicking the tripod. If you rewind about 3-4 minutes back to when we started this one with our double treble crochet, and then repeat that for the next 2 sails, and I will meet you back when I've done my last 2 sails. Okay, so I've done my last sail, and it's time to attach it together. So how have you got on? It looks quite complicated, doesn't it? But it's actually not that complicated at all once you get going. So what we're going to do is we've got here chain 6. So we want to do the second chain down, so the 5th chain up or the second chain down, and do a slip stitch into there. There we go. And now we're going to go on to the next row. Now this is our border. You can choose to change colour now if you like. You could have changed colour for your sails as well. In fact, I can imagine this with the opposites in different colours. That would be awesome. If you haven't joined our Facebook group already, now is the perfect time to tell you. The link for that group is in the description below. Come join us and show us photos of what you've made with us. We love to see photos of what you've done with our squares. So I'd love to see that. So if you want to change colour for the border, go ahead, do that. Do it in the same stitch we're in already. I'm going to continue. And we're going to make some chains. We're going to chain 8. Now don't do these too tightly because I had a go at this just a moment ago and I did it a bit too tightly and it sort of bunched it all up a bit. So don't do them too tightly. So chain 1, and then you're going to do a single crochet in this chain that you did a slip stitch in. Okay, and that's just going to take us up just a little height, ready to do our chains. So, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it's going to be the length and maybe a touch more than your sail. So then, in this corner is where you did your chain 2 when you turned your work. So in the top chain, so it'd be the one right next to your double crochet, you're going to go in there and do a single crochet and then chain 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're going to do a single crochet in the top of your double treble crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way around, chain 8 and then do a single crochet in the top of your chain 2, chain 8, single crochet in the top of your double treble, and so on all the way around. And when you get back to the start, you're going to do a slip stitch into that single crochet that you made just here. Okay, here we go at the end of round 4. Round 4, yes, round 4. I'm getting myself confused. Round 4. Okay, so we've got our chain spaces now, ready to work our last round, round 5. So we are going to slip stitch over into the chain space, and then we're going to do a chain 1 and a single crochet in that chain space. Scooch those along so they're back at the near the start, and then you're going to chain 3. Now this chain 3 will count as the first 2 chains will be part of your double crochet 3 together, because we're going to double crochet 2 together, because we're going to be doing that around the centres. So we'll finish that when we come back to it, and then your last chain is a chain space. So don't worry about that too much right now. So now in this chain space we are going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, that's 2, double crochet, chain 1, that's 3, double crochet, oops, double crochet, chain 1, that's 4, and we're going to do 5. So double crochet, chain 1, and that's 5. You might want to just spread those out. They bunch up together a little bit, so you might want to spread those out a little bit. There we go. Okay, then you're going to, in your corner single crochet from your previous round, you're going to do a double crochet, chain 3 and another double crochet in that same single crochet. And then we're going to work along and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets along here with a chain in between. So chain 1 and then 5 double crochets with a chain 1 in between. So 1, oops, double crochet, 2, don't forget that chain 1, 3, 4, chain 1 and 5, chain 1. Again, look at these all bunched up. You might want to just spread those out, but you might want to just tweak it about at the end. You know, you can do that at the end. So we've got 5 there and a chain 1 at the end of it, and now we're going to do a double crochet 2 together. So we're going to do the first part of a double crochet in this first chain space. So yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, leave 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, go into the next chain space. So skip this single crochet, go into the next space and do again that first pull through 2 loops. You've got 3 loops left, yarn over and pull through all 3. And that means you've got 1 in each chain space now. And then we're going to repeat this along the end just as we did before. So chain 1 and then 5 double crochet with a chain 1 in between. So 1, getting caught up here, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1 and 5, chain 1. Into your corner, single crochet, do a double crochet, chain 3 and another double crochet in that same stitch. And then you're going to continue that all the way around until you get back to here. Do your 5 double crochet with chains in between, and I will see you to finish this double crochet 2 together. So do your 5 double crochets here and I will see you to finish off. Just rewind the video about 5 minutes if you need to watch it back. Okay, when you've done your last set of 5 in this chain space, you're going to do a double crochet and slip stitch into the second chain of this first chain 3, and that will act as our double crochet 2 together. So you've got 3 chains, so you want to go into the middle one and do a slip stitch, and that is the round complete. Now if you can see mine, you can see it's a bit of a puffy mess really, because all my stitches are bunched up and it's looking a bit odd. So I'm just going to pull that up there, and what you need to do, or most likely need to do, is where I spread these out here, you can see when I spread these out on that first side, just go around and spread them along and just tweak them out to make your square pretty and not all bunched up. And just spread them along, and I'll see you in a second when I've done that. And there we go, I've spread my stitches out, straightened it up a bit, and there we go. How cute is that? I love it, love it. And I love the fact that we've got stitches going sort of this way, and in all directions. I love it. Did I say I love it? Okay, so if this isn't quite up to your size that you'd like your squares to be, then you can add another round. You could add a round of single crochets perhaps. If you wanted to add another round, I've just fastened mine off, but if you wanted to add another round, I would suggest doing a single crochet, one in each stitch and one in each chain space. So one in each stitch and chain space all the way along, and then in your corner space you could do either 3 single crochets, or you could do 1 single crochet, chain 1, chain 2 and 1 single crochet, however you prefer. And when you get to your double crochet 2 together, just do a stitch at the top there, and that's that. So that is our square for today, the windmill square. Beautiful. If you enjoyed crocheting along with me and you found this useful and helpful, then please, as always, click that like button and give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you next time. Until then, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.